So you're a big F1 fan.
I'm a big F1 fan. Like been following the sport for a while now. Like
whose fan are you now? Right now.
I'm of course like it's so like everyone who knows me knows this. I'm a huge Red Bull fan, and the driver that I follow is Max Verstappen. But yeah, that's me. And this conversation is also starting off with F1. So I think this sport thing keeps coming up wherever I go.
I would love to know more about that, the liking towards F1. Because I used to follow it for a small stint. Because when I was doing my articleship, I had my couple of seniors who used to follow F1.
Oh, nice.
So उन्होंने मुझे थोड़ा F1 के तरफ, they were like, they used to watch and we used to they became very close to me.
Yeah.
I was a junior in my articleship, in my CA articleship. So they became very close in the first 1.5 month only.
Okay.
I used to chill around like a lot.
How young were you then?
I was, this is about 2011.
2011.
15 साल पहले की बात है. And it was my first professional work that I was going to do in any organization.
Nice.
So they made me really comfortable. We used to do a lot of fun. They were really fun loving in general, and those were like pressure months.
Right.
It was when I had joined. I cleared my IPCC. The results came in June last week or July
of 2011.
And July to September is a hard period for CAs, right? Practicing CAs, return filing of the auditing,
right.
Of everything. And I didn't know shit.
Right.
So they were really cool to help, to guide, and we used to do a lot of masti during our those initial. And they used to follow, 2 seniors used to follow F1. So तब जाके थोड़ा I got a knack about it. I used to sit down with them थोड़ा, just randomly we used to see the thing, And so I had picked up that time, but then it was for a short period of time. So I never grasped or learned a lot about F1 or took it very, followed it wholeheartedly, probably how you do. Yeah. So I would really like to know from you about F1 a little bit more, what do you see in F1? How do you, analyze, or what exactly do you do?
Got it.
As a fan, क्या आता है? Because India में cricket
चलता
है, football match.
Yes.
So F1 still, I think people are followers. There are fans of F1. I have 1-2 friends also who do follow. But those hardcore fans are still very nascent stage in India. I think. So yeah, tell me.
So I think there was this whole. I think F1 is still in the boom phase, right? In India, it's very, very early days. There's this whole Netflix TV series that came out called Drive to Survive, and then people picked it up from there. I think across the globe. But what in F1 is most fascinating is that most sports are largely individual skill sports, right? Let's say you're Rohit Sharma, you're a great batsman, you've aced your skill over years of training, and then you go and play your shots, right? But you would not really think about the bat or the equipment or the balls in the game, right? You're largely thinking the player and the skill. Same basketball, le lo, tennis, le lo, or even for that matter, cricket, right? F1 is a different category of sports, right? There is your car and there is your driver. So there's engineering and there is human skill, right? And then engineering and human skill have to come together for that season or for that team to win, right? There are a lot of examples where have been top-notch driver, even for this matter, right? Top-notch drivers won 7-8 titles, but in a very bad car or a shitty car is not really able to win, right? And there are also examples where, let's say, a rookie driver in an excellent car is just taken this season by storm. But it's a fine balance. I'm not saying that car is going to let you win or driver is going to let you win, but then it has to come together. So core engineering and then core human skill mixes together. I think that's the most fascinating part of F1. And also the part of that, then you kind of see, right? You see human mistakes. You see it is the pinnacle of engineering, right? I think that's the main takeaway for me.
So do you understand the engineering aspect of the vehicle?
Okay. Not really. Of course, you understand, since you follow the sport for a decade now, right? You understand concepts hey, this is the aerodynamic component. This is this design will actually cause this, opening of this will increase downforce, reduce downforce. You understand some technical terms, but come on, designing an F1 car is even if I claim that I understand 1% of it would be an overstatement. But yeah.
How much does one F1 car cost to make on an average?
So they have budgets. For example, if I'm not wrong, they have a budget cap of, I'll have to fact check this, but I think it's 250 million or 250 to 500 million ke beech mein. They have a budget cap. Yeah, they have a budget cap. We'll have to verify this number. But yeah, you have budget caps and then you have to design your car within those budget caps.
Wow. So different brands or different companies will have different budgets,
Yes.
basically.
Hmm.
So let's say if I'm a Red Bull, I'll have my budget.
Right.
Let's say if I'm a Mercedes, I'll have my budget.
No. The F1 governing body sets a budget saying,
Oh,
you have
okay.
to make a car within this budget. And then everybody
Every
has
season
to...
that budget changes, or no?
Every season that budget is fixed. Like this budget is for this season. Oh, by the way, this only happened like last 2 seasons. Before that, if you're a very expensive manufacturer like Mercedes, you could go all out and spend whatever you want on making the car. If you're like somebody who's like very new to the sport, let's not new to the sport, you're a weaker team. Let's say you're a weaker team, then you really don't have that resources, right? So you make a shitty car. But from 2022 onwards, I think there's a budget cap and everybody has to make the car within that budget.
So I'm aware about these 4 brands, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, and McLaren.
Oh, nice.
Right. So ये top 4 में पहले भी थे. Either
Correct.
now
They've
they're
been,
top 4?
yes. They're still top 4. Yeah, I will say they're still top 4. Yes.
Okay. And Michael Schumacher, Fernando Alonso.
Fernando Alonso is still there.
But he was first with Ferrari, then he shifted or something.
He's been all over the grid, right? He's been there with Renault. He's been there with McLaren.
He was there with McLaren also. Yes. So, like, when did you pick up the sport, and how did it build that? Okay, you started liking it so much.
I think I picked up the sport maybe like 10, 12 years back, right? Like, and streaming in India was, so right now, even now, right? Streaming in India is only through F1 TV. And then thanks to one startup, you also have like cheaper streaming that happens in India through that startup. But other than that, and F1 TV is like very exorbitantly priced, right? And if you go 10, 12 years back, right, it's very hard to like, find F1 on TV or
Star Sports Page used to come.
It used to come, but
and
then...
Now also I think on Hotstar, I don't know.
It was on Hotstar a few years back, but it's got discontinued now. So you don't have it on Hotstar anymore. You have to like either go through F1 TV or watch it on Fan Code, I think. If it's on Fan Code.
Fan Code, yeah, maybe Fan Code, yeah.
That's the only 2 sources. 12 years back, it was very fragmented. Like, कभी-कभी वो Star Sports का channel आता था हमारे घर पे, कभी नहीं आता था. So it was very hard to follow. The way to follow it was through the newspapers, right? Like, I remember like you open up the last page of the paper and then you would see this snapshots, a small column. And it became big. Like I remember like Schumacher was winning and then Hamilton was winning. So when these guys were winning the record titles, right, you have these amazing pictures and paper and all.
Yeah, and they became heroes.
They became heroes.
Celebrated.
Heroes are celebrated.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, I think Hamilton is still there.
Hamilton is still on the grid, and Hamilton is moving to Ferrari next year, which is like.
He was in Mercedes.
He was in Mercedes for the longest
time.
He
did a lot of good things.